Liner wrinkles, help. My husband and I just had a liner pool installed, a 20 by 44 pool. We were told by our installer that it fit like a glove, yet we have all these wrinkles in this pool and want to cry because we've invested so much money in it. They've given us the runaround about getting these wrinkles out and nothing. We decided to research someone else that we could hire to try to get these wrinkles out, as we're desperate to swim. When Googling, you popped up, although I don't believe they're in our area. Would love to discuss if it was something they could get our services for, which I don't think so, but do you have any ideas on wrinkles in a newly installed and built pool?
I have all kinds of things to discuss around wrinkles in pools, and they're there for many, many different reasons. First and foremost, a picture or two or three, if possible. I get it, that it's probably hard to get the water smooth enough, flat enough to be able to picture where they are. If nothing else, a drawing. And here's why. There's a lot of different reasons for wrinkles. The liner could fit like a glove, as it appears to have fit like a glove, but something was overlooked. Either they thought that when you install a liner, we did one today as a matter of fact, that turned the vacuum on. By the time I was doing something, by the time I turned around, there wasn't a wrinkle in the pool. It just disappeared. Liner was set perfectly. The way that we build our construction requires that we have to cut everything in before we can even get the vacuum going, so we have to make sure we got it as best we possibly could. And then there's other times where you turn the vacuum on and there's wrinkles that don't make any sense. They're just there, and just like, why doesn't it just pull this way? There's room. Why doesn't it just pull this way? And sometimes it's just package wrinkles. And you look at it and like there's these waves in there, and 95% of the time, those just go away. Water pressure pushes them out. As the colder water hits the liner, it shrinks them up a little bit, and they just push and they disappear. But if they're just a little bit bigger than you would think, they sometimes fold and create a little bit of a crease, which could be this, especially if the guy made the statement that it fit like a glove. That to me would mean that everything pulled out properly, there was no issue. Now, we've had lots of liners over the years that when you first put it in place and get the vacuum going, there's wrinkles everywhere, and you think it's not possible that we can get these wrinkles out. And yet, by working them this way, then working them this way, and then as you get here, they move a little bit, and we've been able to get them out. I guess what I would recommend now is this is the challenge with that. If your builder installer isn't going to do something about it, and depending on what they are, that would be, again, something that I would need to see. There's some other factors. Haven't even gotten into other factors as to why those wrinkles could be there. But it's possible if you can find somebody that's good at liner install. I've done this many times and I've perfected it. Is that if there were wrinkles and the liner is new or fairly new, you can peel the liner back and put water behind the liner to refloat it, and then a vacuum to suck that water out and reset it. That would be like option number one without having to drain the pool and try to reset the whole thing. What could have happened, again, liner might fit like a glove, but was there any groundwater coming in? We run into this issue all the time. There's groundwater, and as you might pump it and dry it out, put the liner in, and by the time you've gotten the liner all hung and moved, and it takes all that time, you have some groundwaters come into and is under that liner. And sometimes when that happens, you put your vacuum, you get your liner in, it looks all perfect, but you have this pocket of water underneath the liner. As the water fills up, that water pushes up, being pushed up by the water that's on top of the liner, and eventually creates a bubble somewhere that once the water builds up over it, it leaves a wrinkle. So there might be a lot of different reasons for it, although what doesn't make any sense is that you were told that it fit like a glove and fit perfectly if there's in fact these wrinkles. And again, are we talking folds? Are we talking little dinky wrinkles? There should be no wrinkles. Ideally, there's none whatsoever, especially on a new build. If the liner was built to the to the spec, and the pool is built to the spec, there should be no reason that it's not perfect. But if you send me some pictures, maybe I can help point you in a direction beyond that. But I just don't know what else to say. There's on site. There's a lot of things that can happen, and a lot of weird things can go on. But hopefully you can get it resolved.